Hi guys, to start off, I'm going to use baby shampoo, and this is just from the regular Up and Up brand from Target. And I figured that if baby shampoo is safe for babies, it's safe for makeup brushes. And then this is a brush mat that I bought at TJ Maxx. I know that Real Techniques and Sigma brushes also sell mats, but this one's from TJ Maxx. Like I said, it was not expensive and it's already stained, so I probably need to get a new one. And I placed a blue towel at the edge of the sink so I wouldn't get wet, and the white towel is for me to place my clean brushes. And then I make sure that I have the right temperature water, not too hot and not too cold. In order to wash my brushes, I like to get the bristles wet first, and then I place some shampoo on the mat. I do turn off the water while swirling the brush on the mat, and I like to spin or swirl the brush on its side and flat on its top so I can get all of the product off. And I also switch back and forth between swirling the brush with shampoo and with clean water. That way I make sure it's actually nice and clean and rinsed. And once it's clean, once there's no more pigmentation to the shampoo foam, I rinse the brush and I squeeze the excess water off of the brush to make sure it's actually clean, and I also like to squeeze it back into its natural form so when it dries it goes to its original form and the bristles are not all over the place and going crazy. For bigger brushes that I use more often or that I know have a lot of product on them, I do use shampoo several times just because I want to make sure it is thoroughly clean. And also throughout this video you'll notice that the baby shampoo does get the brushes clean, but it does not always take any stains away. So these brushes that have the white bristles, some of them are stained, and like I said, the brush is clean, it's just stained because the baby shampoo doesn't always take those harsh stains away. For bigger brushes or brushes that just have more bristles, I like to swirl them while the water is running. That way, as they swirl, the shampoo will foam out and the water, because it's running, will rinse off. And again, just squeeze it back into shape and I place it on the white towel. That white towel is just so I can fold up all my brushes and carry them over to my desk. You'll see at the end of the video what I mean by folding them up. To run my dark bristled brushes through shampoo twice because I can't actually visually tell if the shampoo is cleaning the brushes while going through it only once. So by going through it twice, I know that it's clean because the foam comes out clean. And yes, this does waste more shampoo, but I know my brush is thoroughly clean instead of somewhat clean. While washing big brushes, I also like to run them through water several times to make sure that the shampoo has completely come off of the brush. And once I know that my brush is completely rinsed, I like to tap it at the edge of the sink. The tapping will help the excess water particles fall out of the brush, and it will help speed up the drying process. I also believe that it's more important to not forget to squeeze your brush back into shape, especially if it's a bigger, fluffier brush. If you forget to shape up a big fluffy brush, the bristles will go all wonky and get out of place and your brush could be ruined. Versus the contouring brush I washed earlier, that one has shorter, dense bristles. It's more likely to not go out of shape versus this brush that I'm currently washing. And also, while squeezing the water off of the brush, just squeeze it downwards, let gravity do its job. It helps with the drying process, like I said. When washing my eye brushes, I like to take a handful of the smaller brushes and wash them together. So I'll take a handful of brushes and tap them over on the side where the bristles are so they can be about the same length. Then I'll put shampoo on the mat and scrub them all together. After most of the eyeshadow has come off, I will take the brushes individually and scrub them off so the excess eyeshadow can actually all come off, and then I will also rinse them individually. I like to wash my brushes in a group first because it helps take off most of the excess eyeshadow off, and then I go through individually in order to get any brushes that I might have missed and to thoroughly wash any brushes that could have more eyeshadow access versus other brushes. This just helps the brush washing process go by a lot faster. And just like I do with all my other brushes, I rinse them while the water is still running, and once they're completely rinsed, I will squeeze the brush back into shape in order to help the brush get its shape back and to help the excess water squeeze out of the brush. I also wash my color switch sponge with the same shampoo. I just pour some shampoo onto the sponge and then rub the sponge onto itself. I don't want to rub the sponge on the brush mat because it will somehow clean the mat and just get messier. So I just clean it against itself, rinse it against itself, and it's good as new. I do the same with my beauty sponges. Obviously, if I were to rub a beauty sponge on the brush mat, it'll get ruined. So I just place some shampoo on the beauty sponge and rub it against my hands and squeeze out the water as I go. I like to concentrate the shampoo where the sponge has the most product on it. That way I can spot clean the sponge after cleaning it completely. And eventually, between going back and forth of rinsing and shampooing and rubbing, it'll eventually get clean. And then I just rinse it off completely and it's also good as new. Again, the baby shampoo doesn't always take off the stains, but it does clean. So while cleaning, and if the foam comes out white, you know that's clean. And I know it looks like I'm using a lot of baby shampoo and just wasting a lot, but just keep in mind that baby shampoo, if you buy store brand, it runs about $2 or $3 versus at least $10 brush shampoo. So it is more affordable and it does not always take away stains, but you are cleaning your brushes for a lesser price. And again, I didn't do any actual research on the safety of baby shampoo, but using logic, if baby shampoo is safe for baby skin, it should be safe for our skin and for brushes and sponges. And if you want to be extra cautious and sanitary, you can spray your clean brushes with tea tree oil spray. I know that tea tree oil spray helps kill bacteria and it helps soften the bristles on the brushes. I personally don't take this step because I don't have any product like that, but I do know that Lush Cosmetics sells tea tree oil spray, so this is a step that you would obviously take right after cleaning your brushes. Just spray them down, and like I said, it will help keep the brushes more sanitary by killing bacteria, and it will help keep the bristles soft. And as a side note, once you're done with the entire brush washing process, remember to moisturize your hands. Make sure you put on some moisturizing lotion because you are in water for a long time and you're rubbing your sponges against your skin. Get some moisturizing lotion and rub your hands. Make sure they're nice and moisturized. You don't want dry, cracked hands. And after a very, very long time of rinsing and shampooing, this sponge is finally clean. And after washing all my brushes and sponges, I just like to go ahead and clean my sink area. That way water won't stain the sink or the counter space. And I also rinse my mat. I do add some shampoo to the mat and then rub it against itself so I can take all the dirt off and all the eyeshadow off. But as you can see, mine is stained from face paint. So I need to find some type of product that will help remove that. But I do make sure that it's washed and rinsed. And then I will lay it down to dry with my brushes. And this is what I mean by carrying the brushes in the towel. It's just easier to wrap them up and carry the brushes all together versus one by one in my hand to and from my desk. And then on my desk, I spread a regular bath towel and I am going to fold up an edge so when I place my brushes, they will be down at an angle, helping gravity pull the water down from the actual brush. And on a regular sunny day, I would have the desk facing the window with my curtain open, obviously, so that the sun could help in the drying process. But today it was raining and there was no sun, so I just left my desk as it was. So now I'm going to place my single-sided brushes down at an angle. My double-ended brushes, I will lay them flat, and I'm going to lay down everything else on the bath towel, and I'm going to let everything air dry. And as you can see kind of off of camera towards the upper right hand corner, I do keep my brushes in regular coffee mugs or pencil cups. And sometimes I do rinse these out just in case powder is collecting at the bottom. And this brings us to the end of the video, you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful. Remember to deep clean your brushes at least once a week. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.